Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at Art Gallery and the coordinating floral dies. Now you can find them in the annual catalogue on page 39, and the Art Gallery is 15 photopolymer stamps and it's £21. Get lots in there. And on page 171 is the coordinating dies. So where are we? Here we go. So the coordinating dies are on page 171. This is a set that's been around for a little while, but I thought that I would bring it out because it's one that is very versatile. If you're just starting out and you haven't got very many sentiments, you've got your birthdays, your congratulations, your sorries, your thank yous, your best wishes. If you haven't got a die cutting machine, you don't have to, you can cut it out. Lovely floral images that you can do a lot with. And I thought that we would do something on the autumnal feel. We're coming into autumn, or in America, fall. 1st of September, literally just round the corner. And we've had the most amazing summer, but it's now time to sort of think about, you know, autumnal colours and things like that. So, autumn colours. Let's have a look and see what we're going to do with autumn colours. I always think of autumn colours as being Cajun craze, Calypso coral, so your oranges and rusts. Then you've got your soft suede, a crumb caked or a neutral, and then a crushed curry. Because put all of those colours together and you think of all the changing of the leaves, and you think of that sort of, you know, warm autumn colours, the sun and all of those sorts of things, just go with these sorts of colours. So they're the ones we're using. I haven't done a lot of preparation. As you know, I very rarely prepare anything because I like to work off the hoof, which is what most of us do. Most of us will take a stamp set and go, okay, what are we going to do with this? So the first thing I've done is I have just die cut out, and I've done 2 of them. I've done them on fairly thick card, then I don't have to mount them. And this is this one keeps popping out of its little space. I've tried to keep it inside because I want to do a bit of ombre sponging on there to give it a different sort of coloured look. So I've kept it inside, and I'm just going to grab some sponge daubers, and then we can look at just doing some inking to give an ombre look. So I need, I want to have just probably a couple in there. I want the crushed curry. So let's get crushed curry dauber. And I probably want let's have a look at the Calypso coral, which is a nice orangey one, so we'll have that one out. And I might just top it with a little bit of the Cajun craze, we'll see. I'm going to do it with and I'm going to do the one that's, this one sort of in more. I think it'll probably, let me just check on the other side to make sure that it's, that one's definitely well cut through. So I'm going to do this one. And I'm doing it while it's in there because it works better for me doing it that way. So all we're doing is sponging across. And then we'll take the next colour. So you're going to have that coming up in like a 2-tone over there. And by doing it while it's in there, it saves it quite a bit. So this one is going to be the other way round. So we'll have the orange in. And then I'm going back to doing the crushed curry. come in on the bottom. And then we'll just top it off with a bit. I'm not going to do another colour. I'm just, oh, dabbed that in on the wrong one, didn't I? Just take that one in on the top. Okay, so that gives us a nice coloured sentiment, and it's easier, I find, doing it in before you take the die cut out, because it's just easier to sponge through. So let's just pop these back in there, and we can then just pop these ones out. So let me just take them out from here. And you've got this lovely ombre look on there, and I've got that little dot for the eye. I always tend to lose this piece when I'm die cutting out, but this time I've got it quite nicely in there. So let's just keep going through on here. You can take your brushes and things to do it, but it's relatively easy to take them out, and then we can take the little pieces out afterwards. And the nice thing is that these words are all separate, so if you wanted to put the words in, you know, slightly differently, you could do. So let's take this out. There we go. You could also use that as a stencil as well. So if you're not into, you know, I think at the moment we all have to be quite careful with our pennies and make the most of what we've got, and you know, not necessarily spend a lot. It's sort of time with Christmas and things like that coming up that, you know, your wish list is probably something that you'll be using more than you know, for Christmas presents, rather than spending a lot at the moment, because I think all of us are having to be very careful with pennies. I know that, you know, what with fuel prices and now gas and electric prices and things, it's very difficult for a lot of people. So I am trying to show you things with sets that you may possibly have, ideas that you can use with other sets. We've just finished doing a couple of weeks of going back to our old favourites and bringing them out. So, you know, you can craft on a budget. And if you're starting out, then, you know, I'm trying to show you sets that have lots to do with them, so that you are, you know, you've got something to last you quite a while. So, okay, so we've now got, make sure that I'm still in shot. So let me have I'll show you the paper that I've sort of chosen. So I've taken a piece of designer series paper. This happens to be from Celebration, which is just finishing. I've taken a neutral. So this is, I think it's, yes, it is crumb cake. And then I've just done a mount, which is 1/4 of an inch smaller, and then a base card to put on there. Okay, so we're going to have this. Now, when I'm doing cards, I always just lay it out first to see where I want to go with it. So that's going to go there. My words are going to go down here. And then I want a floral image, and I want it in the nice sort of autumnal colours. So we need to have, I want to have this flower, I think, because I quite like it, but what I might do is actually do it straight onto here as well. So, because we're going to have this mounted up. So I think that will actually work better. So let's do it that way. I'm going to take this first of all. I'm just going to take this one off. I've got a couple of pieces of just copy paper so I can move it. Okay, so we're going to take the floral, which is this one, and it's got an inside piece as well, so you can do it in sort of 2 tones. and I'm not sure whether it's going to be 1 or 2 step. I think we'll just see about that. So I'm just going to put that on the block. You can see mine are well used, which is, you know, they've got a bit of stain colour on them. So I'm going to use the crushed curry as the background. So I can ink that up, and I'm literally just going to be stamping it a little bit on. A little bit off. Just like that. So we've got 3. Now you can see when I inked it up properly, I've just got a little bit of a blob in there. Doesn't matter too much because we're basically doing this 2-step stamping, and it's quite an abstract looking flower. So let me just put my Simply Chamois out. I can give that a quick clean up. Lovely squeaky sound going on. And then let me take the inside piece. So the inside piece we're going to take with the Calypso Coral. And it's coming up to be quite a, it's me saying autumnal, it's actually quite summery as well, because the yellow and the crushed curry, the crushed curry and the other work quite well. Now this is just sort of a pretty abstract-y type one that just sort of goes in over the top like that, which just gives you those lovely 2-toned colours in there. You'll have to excuse if my head's coming in, but I'm trying to get it in so that we can just sort of see it a bit. Oh, I do love this. I think it's such a beautiful stamp, and you can do it in whatever colours you like, which is the nice thing. So, you know, you don't have to do it in these lovely colours. You can do it in whatever colour you want. Okay, so that's that part. I do want to do some leaves, and I'm just going to look and see whether I want to do the leaves in a green or I want to do them in, I think I want to do them in a dark. So I might do them, these are the lovely leaves on here. So I'm going to do the leaves, I think, in the Cajun Craze, because that should come out really nice and dark. So let's get this one out. And then we can put this one in on here. And not a lot of it is going to be showing, I don't think. So I think I'm just going to have, it's not going to come, it's going to be more sort of abstract, I think, with the leaves rather than the whole lot. So this is our Cajun Craze. And I can do this one here quite well. So that one's going to come up there. This one is actually going to come right off the, so it's going to come in a bit. I don't want it to come over the top on there. I'm going to have to do it on just on this one, I think, like that. Okay, so we've just got a couple of leaf images coming through, but you can see how the Cajun Craze is a lovely sort of rich colour, and it just gives that sort of autumnal feel in it. So I'm just going to clean it off with my stamp pad. Okay, so we can put this in on here. Okay, right, so let's start putting some of this together. So we've got this, which is going to be our background, and then we've got this, that comes in centrally. This piece is going to come in down on here, like that, and then we've got our words to come in over the top, which I think will work quite nicely. I'm just going to put just want to say, yeah, that's going to work fine. So what I could do is just to make them a little bit darker. Not sure with the colour of this whether they're going to be just look a little bit too light, so I think I need to just add a little bit of darkness in on there, on the wording, which as I say, we can do it on both. So anyway, I'm going to start putting some of this together because I think that's going to work quite nicely. So that's our image coming down on here. We've then got our strip down on the side, which is just a bit plain, isn't it? Shall we do a bit of sponging around the side of that? I think we need to do it in the crushed curry because it needs to just pop a little bit. It's a bit plain. I know it's pattern paper, but we just want to have something to just brighten it up a bit. And you can see I always just take it around. Let's bring this in here. So that it comes quite, I don't just want the edge doing, I want it coming in a little bit. So if I just wanted the edge, I would be doing it like this, but I want it to come in, so I am doing it and flicking it so that it comes a little bit further in. Okay, so if we then look at this now, yes, that looks a lot better in on there. So we're going to take this piece in and just lay that in because it gives just a little bit of extra interest. You know, when you're making cards, it's good to add little bits of layers, different colours and things, and this just works just as a little strip, and it is the same length as your paper, and it's about inch and a half across. You know, there's no real science in it, it's just putting it through. Okay, now looking at this, it's going to be hidden a little bit, isn't it? So I think I'm going to use, I still like it with the ombre look, but I'm going to just take a little bit of the Cajun Craze because we've got a bit of that in there, and I do like the Cajun Craze because it's that lovely autumnal rust colour. So let's get that out, and we're just going to do it round. So if I pick it up, I just want to do it as if we're doing it on a doing the edge of the card. So it's just got that little bit of definition at the top and the bottom. Not in the middle because that's where the ombre is coming through, but just to get a little bit of definition coming through on there. And that's the nice thing about sponge daubers, they are quite gentle, so you're not going to be tearing And as I say, I've used a heavy cardstock. You can use lighter cardstock, cut it out a few times and just stick one on top of the other. And then you've got that. That's much better. That's just given a little bit. Now I think I'm just going to have to, this tiny little one is going to be quite difficult to do, which is a little spot. I can't even pick the thing up. Let's see if I can do it on the bottom and just on the top. That I think will work. We'll see in a minute. Let's have a little look and see what it's going to do. So we're going to take the card back on here, and we've got just, yes, that's better. And what I want to try and do is to just make it I'm going to try and get these ones out, and I'm going to just bring it up one more level, because I don't want to put tiny little dimensionals on, and I just want to give it a little bit of extra height, because that then makes it stand better out on the side. So let's just get this one. We can do it one at a time as we do it. So that's the just, and then we can just stick this little piece in on top. And round in the corners. So I hope you've been enjoying your summer wherever you are. I know in the UK it's been amazing. Been very, very dry where I am. I'm in the southeast of England, and we've just had no rain at all for such a long time. We've had a little bit of rain recently, but oh my goodness, no rain at all. It was it really was quite the grass was, well, there wasn't any grass. My lawn was like straw. So there we go. That's given an extra bit of layer. So when I put that on, you can see how it's standing proud. So I'm just going to put this just again. I think it's something I say quite a lot. You know, when you're doing videos and you've done videos for such a long time, as I say, if you're new to my channel, I've been doing videos. I've got over 700 now, all Stampin' Up, because I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, as you all know. Now, I'm going to put a lot of it over on here because I want it to come onto the that side. It's a bit too much glue on there. Let's take that off. So we need the other one, and you can see how the difference of that line with it just having an extra layer in on here. So that's why I wanted to have it on 2. Get that one out. A little bit more glue in on the back of here, but it makes quite a pretty ombre look. And you've got those lovely flowers coming in, and then we're just going to have to put the sentiment in on the bottom, and we've got to decide what we're going to have. So just want to say, probably I'm thinking of you. I think that's or you're lovely. I do like that one. I send a lot of cards to I'm in a few rack groups. And rack is random acts of kindness, so I send cards to people all over the world, which is quite nice. And so they're obviously friend cards, and so friend cards, or just because cards, you don't want any sentiment that's too specific for anything. So, you know, birthday ones I tend to do very specific ones for family. So just want we'll have a little 2. Get this one out. So yes, we're coming into autumn, and I'm very lucky actually in my house. I've got a wood burner, so I have my chimney swept, so it's all ready for the winter. And I'm hoping this year that I'm going to not have to turn my central heating on, be very frugal, because our in the UK, which I know a lot of you are in the UK, you'll know that as from the 1st of October, so we've got a month to go, our bills are doubling. Well, 80%, which virtually is double. So, you know, what we were spending last year, it's now gone up twice, so that it's well over double what we were spending last year, even if we just use exactly the same amount. So it's quite frightening for a lot of people. Well, most people, I think. You know, it doesn't matter how much you you spend, you have to be you know, just a little bit more careful, I think. So as I say, I'm old school. I'm very much like, you know, in the winter you don't put the heating on straight away, you just put an extra jumper on, and you know, just make sure you do a lot of exercise. So, you know, I walk every single day. I'm lucky I have a dog, so I have to go out and exercise, whether it's, you know, raining, snowing, sunny, you know, in the extreme heat. I was up in the park at 6 o'clock in the morning, so it was cooler. So my little dog, and she only got one walk a day because she wasn't walking in the evenings because it was too hot. And in the winter, as I say, I'm just going to be putting on an extra jumper for as much as I can. So we're going to put this one in on top like this. There we are. So we've got that one in. And then I can put this on here. So we've now got to decide what sentiment we're going to use. Just want to say, I'm probably doing all of this off of screen. There's me having a natter and chat to you, and not really paying much attention to the video, but I know quite a lot of you like to have little bits of chat and things. So just want to say, have that over that side like that, and then we need to take one of these, don't we? So what were we going to say? Just want to say you are lovely. I think that's nice. Let's find it. It's probably one I've had out quite a bit, so it's probably fallen out. Best wishes. You are lovely. There we go. Okay, so colour-wise, I think we need to do it in the Cajun Craze. Determined to get some Cajun Craze in there. So let me just get a little tiny block, which is good for words. And then I need to, so let's that, you are lovely. On like that. I need to get a little tiny scrap, don't I? So let me just get a little tiny scrap piece. And we're going to do this in the Cajun Craze, aren't we? Because we want it in a nice dark rich colour. So put that in on here. And I'm just going to stick it in on the middle like that. You are lovely. And then I am going to move these out of the way, because we need to, in here we've got in the dies, let me get the dies out again, we've got a lovely little die. And this is the thing as well, you know, rather than having to cut things out all the time, there's 2 word dies in here with like little corrugated pieces. So this is what I was saying about, you know, choose a set that has lots in it that you can do lots with. You know, you don't even have want, so just to say, you know, you don't have to put all the words in on there, but you've got lovely words in here. So I'm just going to very quickly, let me just get my die cutting machine out. Oh, I think I've slid down a bit on the camera, never mind. Right, so I'm just going to put this one in on here and put my sentiment in over the top, line it up. I always put it off-centered so it's not straining your die machine. You know, if you can have it just slightly offset, it goes through far better. Bring it back this way. Take that out of the way. So as I say, I've done quite a few fairly short videos, and this one I think is going to be longer because it's processed right from start to finish, and I haven't really had a plan for this, but I think you'll be able to see that it will look really rather nice with a bit of luck. Now I can take this off of here so we can have it on my table. See, my table's looking beautiful. I actually this is a table that was I've just done some recycling work on it, which is rather nice, and there we go. I put sanded it all, and then put some household bleach on it to just bring the colour up a bit and make it not too orange. And then I've painted the legs, and it looks really rather lovely. So there we go. Just wanted to say you are lovely. So that goes in on there, which is nice. And then let me just get my card base so it's then all complete. And I've just got, these are ones that I've cut down. I was given some very large cards, and I never make cards that are, you know, just so big that they would go into a small parcel in the postage in the UK. So I've cut them all in half, and they're just a tad on the small side, but they work reasonably well. And then you've got on here, just want to say you are lovely. And as I say, you can put a couple of little pieces inside with the stamp to just finish it off. Stamp the envelope if you want, but I think that that's lovely. It's got an autumnal feel to it, but it's got that transition from the warm summer colours through to the autumn colours, and I think it just makes a fun card. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well, please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.